Good morning. You have no idea the drama of this morning because the video is just starting, and you're sitting there with your coffee or your other beverage, and you're wondering like, oh, why does Carter seem flustered? Well, it's because I just recorded the winners of the various giveaways, and I was holding a camera in one hand and like clicking buttons with another hand, and it was a lot. It was a whole lot. My life is so hard. So at the end of this video, I will have the recording of the big spinning wheel that shows the winners of the various giveaways that were going on and ended yesterday. Now that we are 1 week into tongue-in-cheek being a thing on the internet, it actually was kind of like a slow rolling accumulation of things. Started updating the name here and there in various places. The bindery page existed a little before the launch. A few people signed up for it before I officially said that it was a thing. It's just kind of like, it had a long, slow birth. But it's here. We're here now. We're all here right now. We're fine. How are you? It was a wonderful launch week and a wonderful birthday week for me. I turned 25 for the 13th time. I think I look like not too bad for very nearly 40. 2 more years. I got 2 more years before that. If you're wondering what your late 30s are going to be like, I can say that they're, of all of the eras of my life, my late 30s have been both the most interesting and the most boring. Interesting, like I've gotten to do all kinds of very cool things that honestly I wouldn't have been ready for in earlier eras of my life, and I just like that wasn't like that wasn't in the cards. Job things, travel things, etc. But also so much boring stuff, like really getting into a habit of like doing laundry and folding clothes. That's something that I still haven't nailed it yet. I just have clothes in the dryer right now, but I've gotten better at it. I don't know, that might have more to do with just like occupational therapy for ADHD than aging, but I honestly I think they go hand in hand. I do think that the era of my life from 35 to now, the past 3 years, I've been more authentically myself than I ever was in the past. And I guess you could just attribute that to I don't give a fuck anymore. I just like, this is who I am. This is how I'm gonna be. Deal with it. So anyway, happy birthday to me. Did I get some presents? Yes. You all are getting some presents too. 6 of you at the end of the video will be getting some wish list giveaways and some book bundle giveaways, which I'm very excited for. But let me tell you about my birthday. So I decided to spend the weekend in Richmond, Virginia, where I had one of my earlier jobs. I was the data director for the Obama campaign in Virginia in 2011 and 2012, and I lived in Virginia, and I got to know the city pretty well, and I like it an awful lot. So my partner and I went down there, and we had some very great food. If you are interested in giant slices of very delicious cake, I can recommend Shindig's with a Z. I can also strongly recommend Low Possum Restaurant, which is like modern French. It's very, very queer vibe inside of the place. Here are some interesting photos that I took. One of them will either be blurred or only available on my Discord, which you can sign up for free on my bindery page because it's a little risque. And finally, very strongly recommend Fountain Bookstore, a bookstore in Shockoe Bottom, where I used to live. There was no bookstore there in 2012. My God, my life would have been changed. I had to schlep around all kinds of places to get books in Richmond and also had no space for it. And now, obviously, now I do. But I got some books from Fountain Bookstore. Let me tell you about them now. It's a little haul, y'all. First off, I got Notes from a Regicide by Isaac Fellman, a heartbreaking science fiction story of trans self-discovery from award-winning author Isaac Fellman. I believe this was one of the staff recommendations, and I don't remember the person that I spoke to at the register, but we had a good long conversation for standing in line about the last book that I'm going to show you, but that's not this book. This book is Offshore nonfiction. I am a bit of a nonfiction boy. I just don't talk about it so much on the internet anymore. I have a few of these Norton shorts. I have another one that I started but didn't finish about race, I believe. This is about the neocolonialism of the financial services industry. We love that. We love that. But finally, I got The Library at Hellbore. This is Cassandra Caw. I have like a love-hate relationship with Cassandra Caw. I also have a love-hate relationship with sprayed edges and just like all the fanciness around books. I don't know. Maybe mostly hate. I don't think it does. It does nothing for me. The fact that these edges are sprayed does nothing for me. I don't like that. I actually just genuinely don't like it. Like, is this book pretty? Yeah, there's like stuff going on. I think that's great. I like the words inside of the book, but it is nice that it's pretty. So, Cassandra Caw. I have read 3 Cassandra Caw books, and I have liked one of them a lot, and I disliked the other 2 a lot. So, I think this is the. I think we're doing best out of 5. So we'll see. We'll see if this is a no, then we're done. If this is a yes, then we're going to, we're going to game 5. Can you tell that I recently did a series about sports? So I was about to describe this book as dark academia horror something or other, but Olive E. Blake has the blurb on the inside and has the description. Punk rock, eldritch god, carnage fueled battle royale, dark academia, more metal than I'll ever be and too cool for most of you. Probably that's like something that I maybe feel with Cassandra Caw. So I read Nothing But Black and Teeth and The All-Consuming Void, and I did not like those. I did not like them at all. I read The All-Consuming Void for a book club that I hosted with some friends of mine in 2020 and 2021. And hey, guess what? Book club is returning, but it's going to be through my bindery page. So if you sign up for free, you can head over to the Discord. We're going to make an announcement probably in the next week about what the end of September book that we're going to be reading is. But in that book club, we read very widely in science fiction and fantasy. That's really what got me onto Book Talk in the first place. Was I think we read A Memory Called Empire for that book club, and that just kicked off exploration that led me to Book Talk, and then where I am today. We read The All-Consuming Void, and I think none of us really liked it. It was just difficult to follow, and Caw, they like words. Cassandra Caw likes words, likes playing with words and just all kinds of things about words. In some ways reminds me of the musician Andrew Bird, whose songs are often nonsensical and are just playful with words. Caw obviously likes constructing prose, and I'm doing everything I can to avoid the phrase purple prose. I don't think I don't think that's how I would describe what Caw's doing. But I think that if you're not into what they're doing with prose, you might not like their books. And I definitely didn't like what was going on with The All-Consuming Void. Nothing But Black and Teeth was interesting, but it just felt it felt overwritten to me in a way that again, if you are not down for what they're doing with the words, I don't think the story is strong enough. That particular story is strong enough to it didn't carry me along. So I didn't like those 2 books. But then someone who I trust, Bailey, Greek Choir on Book Talk and other places, recommended The Salt Grows Heavy for people who like the video game Bloodborne, and that is I'm People. I love that game. It's one of my top 3 games of all time, along with The Binding of Isaac and Slay the Spire, of which I have something else to say. It is with regards to this shirt. So Bailey said, if you like Bloodborne, you'll probably like The Salt Grows Heavy. And I'm like, oh, but it's Cassandra Caw. But at the time, I wasn't thinking about the game 5 structure. So it was just 2 losses. So I went in with very low expectations. I loved that book. I thought it was great. I thought what Caw was doing with the prose was so very aligned with the story, and I just thought it was excellent. One of the best books I read, I think, last year. So that's put us where we are today. I think The Library at Hellbore is going to be this will be a decisive book or not. We'll see. But I'm interested to read it. And I ended up talking for probably 3 or 4 minutes with the person at the register at Fountain Books. And we were chatting about Cassandra Caw and sort of this very issue. And she said, oh, well, I think that if you liked Nothing But, if you liked The Salt Grows Heavy, you might like this, even if you didn't like those other 2 books. So we'll see. And then final present, the trip was a present. These books were a present from me to me. And then a final present is this shirt. Look at this shirt. This is art that my fiance had commissioned for me of the characters in one of my favorite games, Slay the Spire. Super cool, y'all. I have been having tattoo thoughts. If you are familiar with Richmond, you might know that there are about, 1 tattoo parlor for every 2 people in the city. So maybe that was influencing me, but I have been having tattoo thoughts. And this would be an interesting tattoo to get. This would be a lot for a first tattoo, I feel. But, a slightly shrunk down version of this on the thigh, maybe? I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be an abbreviated coffee chat today because it is a ridiculously packed week last week and this week between everything I'm doing on the internet and lots of stuff going on for work. So, mostly wanted to just check in with everyone. Thank you all so very much for signing up for my bindery page. There are over 260 people there right now. I didn't think that there would be 2 people there, let alone hundreds of people already. If you follow along on this YouTube page, especially if you see the coffee chats, which are a little bit less watched than the main long discussion videos, I think that you will have a very good time just signing up for free for your bindery and going over to the Discord. Lots of cool, chill people there, just chatting about romance books. It's a cool scene. And if you have a little extra money, if you can afford to put $5 a month down to support what I'm doing here, I would be eternally grateful, but just signing up for free is way more than enough. Some programming notes. So I read the first book in the Captive Prince trilogy, and I definitely have a lot of thoughts about it, but it is the most, like, this is not a book I've ever read. And I decided, along with some consultation from folks in the tongue-in-cheek Discord, to not do individual videos for each of the Captive Prince books. I'm going to do one long video. I think it would be like very unfair to that story for me to just talk about the first book. I for sure I will say this in the longer video, but I would be saying it at much greater length, and my like frustration and like issues with that book would be greater, and it would take up a greater amount of running time if I was only talking about that book, because it is very much the first act of a story. I don't think that first book, you can't just read that first book and be like, well, I'm gonna move on with my life and have had a satisfying story. It is not a satisfying story. It is all set up, there is no payoff, it's very short. So I moved on to the second book, and I will be doing a long video on all 3 books, but I need time to read the other 2, which are both longer. So there will be a Captive Prince video in 2 weeks, and there is going to be hopefully some bonus content this week and next week that might be a little shorter and a little bit different from what we've been doing with romance discussions so far, but hopefully I think people will enjoy it. So if you're wondering where the Captive Prince video is, it is in the works and it will be out in several weeks. Oh, also, this is nothing. Well, it's not nothing. Everything is something. This mug is a T2 mug from Australia. I forget who I saw had it. Chip? I don't know if Chip is here. One of my Australian friends had this on TikTok, and I knew I must have it. It's a Dracula mug, and I was reading Dracula at the time and annotating it very furiously. And then what did I do with that? Nothing. See, I just sometimes annotate the hell out of books because I want to just wrestle them to the ground. Lots of interesting stuff in Dracula. Pretty gay book. Pretty gay book. So is that the end of all of the presents and the gifts? Well, if you stay until the very end, you will see the winners, the 6 winners of giveaways, who I'll be reaching out to whom I will be reaching out shortly. But there is one other gift that I wanted to mention. My partner got me several t-shirts of this design. He got me like one of those neck fans because I run pretty hot. A few other things, but also this. So I'm not a Pokemon boy. That was not my thing growing up. He is, and I have learned about Pokemon because of him, and I don't get it. I think it's fine. I would never play a Pokemon. I would never watch a Pokemon. You wouldn't steal a Pokemon. But I do have a couple favorites. I like Eevee a lot. Eevee's very cute. If I could have a real life pet Eevee, oh boy. Pikachu, you know, objectively quite cute, but mostly I have this like Pikachu pillow that I hold because I have issues. On the Elizabeth Warren campaign, I worked on that campaign. Up in Boston, every day I sat at my little area, and I had a Pusheen pillow that I would just like hold while I was doing work. It helped. So Pusheen, not a Pokemon, but I like Pusheen as well. But perhaps my favorite Pokemon, just in terms of overall cuteness, is Piplup, who has the Piplup step. If you don't know it, check out the description. Sometimes I'm having a bad day and I'm like, I need to watch Piplup step. But now I also can step on Piplup. It's okay. He'll be fine. Because I have this Piplup bath mat. If you don't have one, get yourself a guy who gets you a Piplup bath mat. What a chaotic, like I said at the beginning, what a dramatic morning. What a chaotic video. Thank you all so much for following along with this wild madness of mine. I can't say how much I appreciate that anybody follows along with this. To say nothing of like dozens or I guess even hundreds of people. So with that, I will see you next week for a regularly scheduled coffee chat, and also over the next couple weeks with some different kinds of videos as we are getting ready to talk about Captive Prince. If you have things that you would like to chat about, w/r/t Captive Prince and my discussion of it, super encourage you if you haven't. Sign up for free on my bindery. It takes 20 seconds. And then head over to the Tongue in Cheek Discord. There's a discussions forum where we've got threads for different projects that I'm working on. And if you have something that you would really like to hear about or something that you would really like to say that you think merits discussion in the video, pop over there, say hello, and then we can talk about it. And with that, I think we are well and truly done. I am going to go and put this Piplup bath mat in my bathroom. And I'm going to leave you now with the very chaotic spinning wheel of names for the winners of the various giveaways. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a lovely day. All right, we've got the wheel of names. 236 people, as I desperately try not to show my other monitor. 236 people who have signed up for Tongue in Cheek. Thank you very much. We will see which two of you are going to win fabulous prizes, starting with. I'm very impressed that this website can display all of those names, even if they are quite tiny. So, winner one, this is the winner of Nicole. You have won the wish list giveaway. Congratulations. Let's see who is winning the book bundle. So, this is the 10 books, 8 physical, 2 ebooks. My favorite books. The winner of that is Jamie B. Nicole and Jamie, I will be in touch with you shortly. All right, and here are the paid subscribers to Tongue in Cheek. Thank you very much for supporting the work that we are doing here. I will be doing 4 drawings here. We'll alternate between wish list and book bundles. So the first wish list giveaway winner is Nachi. Congratulations, Nachi. Ooh, in there, can you hear that? Ah, the applause. And the first of 2 bundle winners is Purple Medina. Congratulations, Purple. Purple is not my favorite color, but it is a great color. The second wish list winner is Trash Panda Leon. Leon, you win. I will be in touch with you soon. And the final book bundle winner, the anticipation. It is Starshine! Congratulations, Starshine. And congratulations, everyone. And thank you so much for following along with me on this journey. What a dramatic morning.